Hey, this is Junior Charlie, and I'll be doing a short presentation of my Tableau project. All right, during this project, or during this presentation, we're going to focus on three, four things. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the importance of Tableau and Tableau data. The second I'll be talking about is discoveries I found through each sheet, through each dashboard, and through the stories. Then I'll talk about, my story itself and how I was able to analyze the data within my story. Lastly, I'll mention the recommendations that I have for the data that I was able to analyze. So first is the importance of Tableau data. Um, Tableau was very detrimental in helping me to visualize data, and before starting this project, I wondered and I asked myself, why is Tableau such a huge thing? And it's simply because of the visualization aspect of it. When you can visualize data, you're able to get a different insight and look at it from just a different perspective. Second, we'll just quickly go through each of these sheets. Um, the first sheet here focuses on the sum of sales by each city. So here's just a list of all the cities that I was able to gather up and put together. So we have the major cities such as Los Angeles, Detroit, Chicago. Those are the cities that stand out. New York City with a whopping 188,951 sales. Now these cities, big e-commerce cities, they're the ones that are going to stand out with all of the sales. Next is the sheet two. Here we have a bar graph, multiple bar graphs, and we're looking at departments and we're also looking at regions in regards to the sum of the cells. So we here's where I start seeing the recurring west and east coastal lines, east regions having the most sales. Third is the relation between the sales and the profit ratio. Of course, there's a direct correlation between the two. It was expected, but sometimes you never know. I wanted to visualize it and actually see it for myself, and here it is. Lastly is the sheet four. Wanted to do the exact same thing, but except I want to look at it on the map. See, I wanted to see how spread out and how dispersed the cells were. When you look at the east, cells aren't too much dispersed, but it's also because of the small space in which it's contained and also the land. You look at the western region, a lot of the cells are very dispersed, cities are very dispersed, but it's also because there's a lot more land up there. Next, I'll be talking about my dashboard. I chose to put together the sales and correlation along with the map, just so you could basically see, the kind of like a before and after effect. You look at the profits and ratios, and then you go back and you look at the maps. So now we discuss my story. Okay, I wanted to understand and look at each of the data, and I wanted to look at the sales. And one thing I focused primarily on was location. Location, location, location. Okay, I did a little bit of research and I noticed that the southern population, the southern region, actually is the most populated region in the United States. But if we look at this data from the sheet two, we notice that the southern region contains the least amount of cells, which helps me, which was able to help me analyze, and which was able to help me, come to a recommendation, that these products should be advertised more in the southern states. You have such a huge population in the southern states that it could only help if you get more sales from those areas. Also, I also did some more research and I found out that 6 out of the 10 richest states in the U.S. are primarily from the East Coast, which could probably explain why. Um, which could probably explain why the East Coast, the East and the West Coast contain and have so many more cells than these other states. That's all I have for today. Thank you.